So the objective today is as much power in as little space as possible. It'll be a gaming rig.
Sure.
And graphics card.
CPU.
Right, we got an X99 motherboard that's ITX. That's how this whole thing happened. Now I remember why we're doing this. The Corsair HX1200i power supply delivers 80+ platinum efficiency for quiet, efficient power, and Corsair Link Digital for advanced monitoring and control. Click to learn more. So I guess let's do a quick run through of the parts we've got. The highlight of the show is definitely the ASRock X99E ITX AC. This is a surprisingly, I guess I might as well just open it. It's not like we're not going to do this. This is a surprisingly fully featured X99 motherboard, considering that it's an ITX board. The socket actually takes up a significant portion of the total area of the board. Like, check this out, guys. The X99 LGA 2011-3 socket is massive. Now, one thing you might notice about it is that the socket actually has non-standard mounting holes. So we are going to be a little bit limited in terms of what cooler we can use, although thankfully ASRock does include a cooler in the box. So hopefully that'll fit in our case. So we're going to be using a Silverstone Sugo SG13. This is a new case. We're actually going to have a review coming, probably based on our impressions from this build log.
Yeah.
It's small. Yay! For RAM, we're going to be using not an entire quad channel kit of DDR4 because the ASRock board only supports 2 memory slots. So we're going to be running in dual channel, which means we're going to be limited in terms of both capacity and bandwidth. However, if you checked out our memory video, which you can click on Luke's face, or behind the, whatever, the picture over Luke's face now, to learn about, we determined going from dual channel to quad channel in DDR4 on even an Extreme Edition processor doesn't make a difference these days. Finally, we've got an AX760i power supply, which I have no idea if we're actually going to be able to use because we haven't vetted the compatibility of this build at all yet.
We'll try it, but this power supply would work with cable mod cables, which look freaking awesome, which is why we chose it. So
we're gonna try and use it.
Hopefully it works. Who actually really knows? For a processor, we have a 5960X because it's just kind of badass, and we're trying to build a small badass rig, so it just kind of works. We have an Intel 730 series processor. We can't use their 750 series because...
Yeah, we actually don't know if it supports NVMe, but I'm gonna go with no.
I don't think so. And then we have a Titan X because it's the fastest single GPU card, at least for now. We'll see when that new AMD stuff comes out, but at least
cram it in there.
Yeah, yeah. Like in the box, it looks small, and then you take it out, and it looks even way smaller.
Is the Titan X even going to fit in there?
I was wondering about that.
It seems kind of doomed from the outset, doesn't it?
You know what? We'll make it work.
I mean, we could probably eyeball.
Oh dear.
Ooh, maybe. It depends how they've laid out the inside guts there.
Wow, this thing is pretty bare.
Yep. Well, there's not a whole lot of room for anything but the parts, I guess, so there's that. The way the Wi-Fi card installs in this thing is janky as all balls. You just slide it into this slot. Little things. No? Can we cut it? Wait, yeah, look, there's a gap. Brandon, look at the gap, look at the gap. Yeah, I think it can get in there.
I don't eat,
That is some tight business. Oh yeah. That's in, it works.
All right.
We're gonna put a Titan X in here.
We are.
I have a surprise.
Uh-oh.
The 5960X was a throwaway, or a red herring, or a Trojan horse, or whatever, it was a trick. In my pocket,
Oh.
I have something else entirely, which will make this the most powerful mini ITX gaming rig ever. This is a 2699 V3 18-core 36-thread processor. It turbos up to 3.6 gigahertz, so you're still going to get DAT gaming performance when you need single-threaded performance, and it is able to run 18 cores sustained at something in the neighborhood of, I think it was 2.6 gigahertz or so. So it absolutely cleans the clock of the 5960X, both in terms of performance and in terms of actual physical size. You wouldn't even look at them and think that they fit in the same socket, would you? Look at that. It actually overhangs the edge of the socket with extra heat spreader area because they got to put all those cores somewhere. Oh yeah. Does this look like it fits an H80i?
It says specifically in the box, specific cooler types.
Check this out. It looks like ASRock thought of this. So this plate does specifically fit on this. This is an H100i because I don't think we're going to get an H80i in here. Either way, we're not using this stock thing at this point anymore. Yeah. Oh, you know what? We can try the NVMe setup.
Okay, this is ready, but I'm not actually going to install it yet, just so it isn't in the way. I wanted to see if we could fit this thing in super janky and like some crazy angle or something, but it's not going to work.
Yeah. Do you want to figure out if the power supply is going to fit?
I think it will, but yes.
Will it fit with a thick rad? Because if I could just use an H80i, then that would make my life a little bit easier.
Sure, I'll check that.
There's a white 860i in the Sub-Zero build.
The build where the storage, CPU, and power supply all changed within like 20 minutes.
Cooling. Don't forget cooling.
Also cooling.
Hey, we're good on the power supply.
Okay.
I found it in your office.
Cool.
And I found an H80i. USB 3.1, man. That's crazy. I don't think this is going to happen.
Tubes, yo.
Actually, maybe. So if we went tubing this side.
I'm going to take this back out?
Here, hold on. No, put it back in, actually. Yep. And then if I have a fan. So if we can fit the 24 pin, then we're probably fine.
Where is it? Is it at the bottom?
It's at the top.
Okay.
Hold on. New idea for RAM. I was saving this surprise for later, but to go along with my Xeon CPU, I also have 16 gig sticks of Kingston DDR4
16 gig sticks.
ECC memory.
Oh my god.
So we're going to put 32 gigs of RAM in here. Yes. Look at all those chips.
The module layout. I thought you meant just line up the RAM. I was like, okay. Whoa, that's your job.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think we're going to make it. Yeah, no, it's not going to fit. The threads on this rad are no good. Oh. So I was going to pull the block off this one and put it onto a single rad. We have single rads.
They're like horribly tangled. So I wanted to use one SATA power cable, and it almost fits. No, see, it's pulling it out of this one. Oh. That'll actually be doable, I think. Okay.
My hold down actually can go on any orientation that I want, which is nice.
So the other ones that are really going to be hard is audio.
Okay, so rad's on. Remember, the fan has to be here, the power supply is here. We're going to cover up a fair number of the connectors on the power supply, but we still need a fan.
Okay, so the 24 pin is going this way.
Okay.
So we don't need to do the get 'em out thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, okay.
I think it can make it.
All right, then let's get the power supply out of here and try to more properly mount some stuff.
Yeah, if I can find something threaded correctly that I can just screw into the back plate.
Do you think you have anything like that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the random screw we found in a bin.
Yes.
It totally works.
Do you have 4?
No, but it doesn't matter. All the rest are fine.
Good call.
I think cooling's going to be a trick in a system like this. Let's put on some nice fresh goop.
Oh. Wow.
Okay. Oh, where'd the mount go?
SATA cables.
I can't find the washer. Can we just use a nut in each corner? And that can go all the way down now. Oh, there's 2 other SATA ports if they're easy.
Yep.
Okay, front audio.
Hard drive LED is bottom left, power LED is top left.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's ready. Now we're graphics card.
Oh, this is going the wrong way.
Why?
Because there's no grill. That's good. You know what? I'm actually going to put all 4 in.
It's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So let me get this in real quick. It's not great, but like, there's this. But I think
but it's
work.
not going to kink.
Exactly.
Okay. You know we're going to discover something. When
Yeah,
we
yeah,
tear
yeah.
the whole thing apart,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you're going in backwards?
No, derp. There we go. Good call. I was not paying attention to the power supply at
Like,
all.
you
I was
have
just
a plan
looking at the cables.
that I am not privy to.
And it's fantastical. Not a small power supply. At all.
Try some more.
That doesn't work. 2 drives.
I think we should do 2 drives.
Okay.
Can they fit on the top of the power supply?
There might just be a little bulge,
There might be a little bulge.
but we're doing it.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Velcro.
Wait, that is going to add additional thickness.
A lot of it.
You know what? My
Tape?
super low profile double-sided tape strips that I collected a bazillion years ago. So we'll go just like that.
Oh. I'm happy we have these cables.
Yeah, they shouldn't affect airflow at all.
Nope.
In actually any of the places.
Nope. There, that's pretty clean. I like braided it.
Could we bring these further back and make it work? Okay. These ones, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, there we go.
Thing that you were coming up with by the people.
I have to try and get this front panel in somehow.
I want to go on.
No, I have to get all the wires like in there as opposed to around the edges.
There you go. There's screws that front panel needs too.
Got it. What an impressive little case.
Better than either of our computers, and like less than 1/5 of the size of either of our computers. We're done.
That was fun.
And like, despite the incredible amount of things that we owe.
No, that's from me popping out the things a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna have a little bit of bulge in the top, but it's not bad.
It's not very noticeable.
And considering how much hardware is in here, I don't know if Silverstone could have made it any more dense.
It's basically like, I love the case. I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's basically a frame.
Yeah, it's a shoebox.
And it's a nicely
holes.
logically laid out frame, but it's, yeah.
It's a shoebox with holes, and we filled those holes.
Yeah.
So now all that's left is to find out, does it actually work? So what else should we test? We gotta find out power consumption.
Yeah. We'll
gotta-
do power consumption, we'll do a bunch of games. I'll throw some synthetics at the CPU because that's fun.
We gotta see temps on everything.
Everything.
It should be fine. Like if you guys look, it's intake on the side for the graphics card, exhaust right out the rear with some supplementary exhaust at the top here, right there.
I'll
just
do some
passive
like
exhaust.
spot thermal testing.
Sure.
Figure out where some zones are.
The entire front of the case is mesh, so that's going to take care of cooling your CPU, which is going to be liquid cooled, and then the power supply itself is going to take heat away from the motherboard area and push it out the back. We should actually have reasonably balanced airflow. I'm really curious to see just how loud this sucker is as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that loud.
If we were smarter, we wouldn't have had to put SSDs on the top. An M.2 SSD would have made a lot of sense, and then we just...
We could have also, there's enough space here that we might have even been able to just stack them right there
Right, on the side.
instead of them being on the top.
But what's done
I think
is
it
done.
looks really cool.
It looks cool on the top.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, here you go.
All right. Wow, that weighs a lot more than you expect. Performance time. All right, so let's start with thermals, as that's always an important question with a small, powerful, contained system like this one. I mean, loads of people buy full tower cases just for the juicy airflow, and we have a lot of power under the hood, including a Titan X, which is a hot running card. The Titan X performed pretty much just as expected in terms of thermals, which was really hot. The Titan X is normally quite hot, and not much changed here, to be completely honest, as it was able to breathe fairly easily through the side of the case, but the CPU on the other hand was a little more surprising. Yeah, we already knew it was a pretty low temperature running processor, but it really didn't have the card stacked in its favor. Overclocked a bit, and with next to no air to breathe due to the confined space, the fact that it went under a full-size power supply and cables running freaking everywhere, etc., I honestly wasn't expecting much, but it pulled through at a very low temperature under load, which was damn impressive and made me believe in this setup just that much more. Speaking of overclocks, our Titan X had its core cranked up to about 1375, which is about the same as we had it when we reviewed it. If you want to see our actual review of this card, click here. The processor had a base clock increase of 3 MHz and no voltage increases across the board. This little black box of awesome crushed our 4K gaming benchmarks for Crysis 3, BioShock Infinite, and Grand Theft Auto 5, running all of them without a hitch and getting well over 60 frames per second despite the 4K setting and never having any of the presets below high. Pretty badass for a machine that you could easily fit in a backpack. But this didn't really flex the muscles of the CPU. I mean, it barely even has to try. The CPU's utilization throughout these tests was pretty crazy low, so let's take it for a spin. First up, we've got Cinebench R15, a good standard for CPU benchmarks, and as always, I'd like to give a shout out to the awesome Cinebench community on the Linus Tech Tips forum. Our 36-thread powerhouse was very fun to watch, as I've never seen that many little yellow squares racing around the picture. Anyways, as expected, it crushed, but it wasn't done there. W Prime, a multi-threaded benchmark that calculates super crazy numbers that take a long time to calculate. The idea here was to show the difference between the ever-popular 4-thread CPU and a 36-thread Insanity CPU. So I set W Prime to 4 threads and 36 threads. Obviously, the 36-thread processor smashed through the benchmark, and I know you're probably not going to be sitting there all day trying to calculate crazy numbers with your processor, so it probably doesn't matter to you unless your name is Whaler_99 or happen to be a member of the best damn folding team in the world on the Linus Tech Tips forum. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this crazy build log. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, or preferably over on the forum. While you're here, like, dislike, favorite, subscribe, share, follow, and check the description for links to shirts that we have and any of our sponsors or affiliates, and the discussion topic for this video. Over on the forum, you can see the discussion topic for this video, where you should comment on the video. Also, you can see our Help Linus Media Group section, where we have all of our sponsors and affiliates and all that kind of stuff. But the best thing to do is become an affiliate or a contributor on the forum, as that contributes directly to us. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.